Hello, 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 and welcome to Cam's Couch. Hi, I'm Cameron Castleman, and what I'm going to be doing here is an experiment to save American television. That's the serious aspect of it. I've decided in my spare time to go ahead and watch different television that's airing live. Not necessarily live, but actually watch it when it airs on the station it airs on. I'm not using Hulu. I'm not using any type of other media or TiVo to watch the episodes that air. I want to watch them as they air real time, and then right afterwards do a video blog or assessment of the show, critique of the show, how much I liked it, why I liked it, what I did, what I didn't like, and kind of put that all into context and create a discussion about it. Every now and then I've talked to some of my friends. Some of my friends will stop by. They will watch a show with me, and then we'll discuss it, how we feel about it, what we think, how we feel the acting was, the script, the characters, all of that fun stuff. So, it is with great pleasure and so much fun to be doing, and just to do it when I can. I encourage anyone to give me a suggestion of a show you feel I should watch. Give me the time that it's on and the network, and I'll do my best to find it and see what we can come up with. And I hope that you enjoy it. So again, I'm Cameron Castleman, and this is Cam's Couch. Hi, I'm Cameron Castleman. Welcome back to Cam's Couch. Okay, so we just watched a marathon on the SyFy network of Being Human. It was the entire first season of Being Human, followed by the season finale episode at 9 p.m. Interesting. I mean, considering it was a show that I knew nothing about, I had never really heard about it. Has Sam Worthington in it, who plays the lead. He plays a werewolf, and he is from Jungle to Jungle with Tim Allen way back when. So that sparked a little bit of my interest. So let's see what we got. So Being Human, I mean, there's three main characters. There's a girl, Sally, who's a ghost, Aiden, who's a vampire, and then Sam Worthington's character, who is a werewolf. And they all live together in this house, which is interesting. About halfway through the marathon, there's a nice, crazy sex scene with Sam Worthington's character, the werewolf, and his girlfriend at the time. A very animalistic. So good job, SyFy. It was hot. Two ghosts dating and how they could touch each other and they could feel with each other. Definitely something I wasn't totally expecting. So it was a different take on something I haven't thought about before. But it definitely made it interesting. There was a huge dramatic moment when a kid was hit by a car, who then later was turned into a vampire, much to Aiden's dismay. And that's kind of the main thing that I saw as the season progressed through the marathon. The drama definitely increased, and the episodes became a lot more somber, and they didn't end as happily. Other ghosts, not Sally, but the one she was dating, he has this weird thing. He dies like every day as a ghost, and he died drowning, and so he drowns every day to like remind himself of what happened, which is just really, it was really odd, and that sucks. I mean, that really sucks. But it's interesting. It definitely put a perspective on a relationship. I mean, to show emotions and feelings, and what would it be like to ask the question of what it would be like to be a ghost or a spirit, and to actually be able to feel touch with another ghost or spirit. It's definitely an interesting concept. But they're not the main part of the show. It's kind of one of those crazy shows. I mean, you've got ghosts, vampires, werewolves, a lot of vampire fighting on, a lot of vampire and werewolf thing going on. So definitely interesting. The graphics are mediocre at best. I mean, I put them up there with maybe Smallville, or maybe a little below Smallville, actually. And then when they brought this little kid vampire on, he just kind of disappeared after a while. I actually don't remember what happened to him, but that kind of happens when you watch 12 hours of television, or however long it was. I just kept this question like, oh my god, are they going to have this little kid vampire on here now? And all I kept thinking is Kirsten Dunst. Or some Twilight creature. And I don't know why. There's one point where Sam Worthington's character, the werewolf, is dating the girl, and after that crazy sex scene, she ends up pregnant. And then I'm like, oh great, so now we're going to have a little child werewolf and or child vampire and a baby werewolf on the show. Like, where is this show going? But the baby werewolf was an interesting thing to try and throw in there. Again, I couldn't help but think of Twilight. I know it's a really bad comparison, but when we're dealing with vampires and werewolves, it's just kind of one of those things that I think of, I guess. And she was all surprised that she got pregnant, saying, like, oh, what, like, you thought I was on the pill? Well, yeah. The girl who plays Sally, the ghost, she's interesting. She's definitely just an interesting actress. Very, very pretty. Oh my god, she's gorgeous. But interesting. As the show progressed around 7 p.m. when we're getting a couple hours closer to the season finale, again, the drama was increasing like crazy. So I imagine if you watch this series every week, the drama increases constantly as the season progresses. And so that was definitely interesting. Aiden's having to slay his own girlfriend, and there's an exorcism that someone tries to perform on Sally the ghost, and it really gets to a point where you just look at her and you're like, die already. Holy shit. Like, you look totally messed up. I think the biggest problem is that with the show, especially towards the end, like right now I'm talking about commercials, I really started talking about commercials. I liked the commercials more than I was liking the show. But then in the final episode, you do get to go 2 years back. You get to see, like, the past and what happened. There's a really classic line of this older woman who I guess was a vampire with Aiden. Or no, I guess had fallen in love with Aiden when she was younger or something. And she has this classic line. She's like, drink me. Drink me. And it was very stereotypical and just really funny. The character Bishop, kind of crazy. Good actor actually, surprising. In 20 minutes left of the episode, or 20 minutes left of the season, I guess, a lot of possible deaths and showcasing friendships. It was all about, like, oh, I died for you, and, ugh, you know, it kind of, whatever, got boring. There was a big, massive fight, and then it kind of leaves you with this question of, could there be a she-wolf? Which, I guess, it's a good turning point. I guess that they kind of had to do it. A bit stereotypical, a bit kind of bland, which is kind of how the whole last episode was. But it definitely ended with some upbeat dialogue, which was nice, because a couple episodes before that were all ending pretty somberly. So that was nice. It's definitely not a show that I would, you know, die before I missed, or anything like that. But it brings up some interesting points. It's a show that you're not totally used to seeing. I mean, there's a lot of vampires and werewolves and ghost things out there right now, but it was different enough to keep my attention. It's on SyFy, which is not a network I usually watch, but it's a little interesting. The acting's decent. The character development has been progressive, and all in all, it kept me entertained most of the time. I think that there's something to be said about watching all of the episodes, entire season, all in one sitting, and that probably has some sort of negative impact on how I viewed the whole season. Again, the graphics aren't that great, but all in all, I'd say it's a pretty average show. Give it 3 stars. 3 stars, or 3 pillows for my couch is what we'll go ahead and call it. But it was definitely an interesting show, and something I'm glad I watched. But if I happen to catch part of season 2, I would probably go ahead and try and tune in. But I wouldn't necessarily need to watch season 1 again. So, all in all, 3 stars, 3 pillows, whatever you want to call it, and it was a decent show. Comments, questions, opinions. If you saw the show, feel free to let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of what I had to say about it, or if there's a show or something that you'd like me to watch, let me know, and I will put it on my schedule to try and watch it and catch something and get some ratings out there. So yeah, Being Human, SyFy Network, 9 p.m. on Mondays. Check it out. It's, you know, 3 out of 5, but still pretty decent. All right. Cameron Castleman, good night. That was Cam's Couch with Cameron Castleman. I've spoken.